Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is your favorite Warlock Jay here. I want to make a video about RPG genres that I wouldn't necessarily play. Now, the main reason why I got into this hobby is because I want that bit of escapism. And with some of those genres, I just don't feel like I have that sort of... How should I put this? I don't get that same feeling like I would from genres that I do normally roleplay in. One genre I don't necessarily want to roleplay in is the Western genre. I know a lot of them are very far and few between in the RPG world. Um, two that come to mind would be Boot Hill, which was like old TSR style Western role playing game, and Westbound, I think it was. It is a Western game with some steampunkish elements. Those are the two that come to mind. Now, the thing is, I don't want to play a purely Western game. I would rather have Western with something else. For example, Deadlands, weird Western, zombie elements, steampunk elements. I have no problem, role playing in that setting. But straight up westerns by themselves, I just can't get into it. It's probably because I'm not a big Western fan in general. I don't like Western films. I don't read Western novels. I don't know what it is. I find the idea of the Western cool, but it's not cool enough that I'm willing to play in it. If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's just one of my main feelings why I avoid genre. I also don't do I don't do modern games or games that would take place in a modern setting. Urban Arcana, Top Secret. Those are the two that come to mind. What else? Anything that's supposed to mimic like the spy or mercenary genre. It's just something I don't want to play. It's because I guess it's just because of with all the military tension that's going on right now, and most of the military tension that's been going on most of my life with the Iraq war, um, the, the upcoming conflicts in Iran, should it come to that, talks with China. I see that a lot in my everyday life already, so I guess that I wouldn't want to see it in my real life. Excuse me about that. Yeah, and I noticed that most people don't play modern games anyways. I guess the one game I would probably give a try is probably Scion. Imagine, if you will, the well, not necessarily Percy Jackson, because there's a huge amount of pantheons, but imagine, if you will, the Iron Druid series, if any of you remember those. Um, it's kind of like that, where you are basically like the scion of a deity associated with a certain pantheon, whether it be Greek, Norse, Egyptian, Chinese. The celestial bureaucracy. That's what I'm not trying to. That's their name. That's yeah. You pick any one of those pantheons, and you have powers gained from that specific deity in that pantheon. That I'm willing to try. But anything else that takes place in a modern setting, probably not. What else? Um, I know this is a very unpopular opinion. I don't really like superhero games. It's just or like traditional superheroes, such as anything you'd read in Marvel or DC. I guess it comes from it's definitely that I don't like the superhero genre. I do. I just feel like I just wouldn't be comfortable role playing in that setting. I guess it melds in with the modern genre. Like not that I see superheroes in everyday life, but I feel as though there's an oversaturation of superheroes in film, and don't get me wrong, I love the MCU. I love aspects of the DCU. Hellboy is one of my personal favorite films. I'll even play the GURPS version of Hellboy, or any sort of Hellboy game that they release after, like whatever Hellboy game they release going forward, because the last movie was abysmal, and I don't think we'll see anything in that franchise outside of comics anytime soon. But I would totally play in, like, say, a Hellboyish setting, or like a non-traditional superhero setting. Like if they made anything like Phantom Stranger, um, maybe The Question. I'll definitely play a Hellboy game. In fact, I heard that there's a GURPS version of Hellboy that I want to get my hands on. But yeah, I definitely am not too keen on superhero games. So, ladies and gentlemen, I do have to ask, what sort of RPG genre do you tend to avoid? I await your comments below. Have a sweet evening, good day, and good gaming, everybody.